The words you repeat in your mind before sleep hold more power than you realize. As the day ends and your body prepares for rest, your mind enters a deeply receptive state. This is the moment when your subconscious absorbs information effortlessly, shaping the way you experience life. What you tell yourself during this time determines the direction of your thoughts, emotions, and circumstances. A simple shift in inner dialogue can change everything, bringing clarity, confidence, and fulfillment. Throughout the day, the conscious mind filters thoughts and reactions based on external influences, but as you prepare for sleep, those filters fade. The subconscious, which operates beyond logic and reasoning, begins to take over. It accepts whatever you impress upon it, whether positive or negative. This is why nighttime thoughts are critical. They lay the foundation for how you think, feel, and respond in the days ahead. When used intentionally, this period before sleep becomes a gateway to a better life. Many people unknowingly reinforce limiting beliefs by replaying worries, regrets, and frustrations in their minds before drifting off. This keeps unwanted experiences repeating, as the subconscious does not distinguish between real and imagined events. It only responds to what is consistently fed to it. But by replacing these habitual thoughts with a deliberate conversation, the subconscious begins working in your favor. The right words, spoken internally with conviction, set new patterns in motion, reshaping circumstances from the inside out. The mind goes through different states of awareness throughout the day, shifting from alertness to relaxation as night approaches. Before sleep, brain waves naturally slow down, moving from active thought processes to a more suggestible state. This transition allows direct access to the subconscious, making it the perfect time to reinforce new beliefs. Instead of allowing old patterns to dominate, this is the opportunity to plant ideas that support growth, peace, and success. Throughout history, people have observed the power of pre-sleep thoughts in shaping their waking reality. What is repeated in this state lingers in the mind, influencing behavior and perception without conscious effort. It is not about forcing change but allowing the mind to absorb thoughts that reflect what is truly desired. The subconscious is always listening, and whatever it hears most often becomes deeply rooted. Many assume that thoughts before sleep have no lasting effect, but science has shown otherwise. The brain continues processing information long after the conscious mind rests, reinforcing dominant beliefs and ideas. If negative thoughts fill this space, they become stronger. If positive affirmations are introduced instead, they gradually replace limiting beliefs. This process does not require effort, only consistency. By using the moments before sleep wisely, the mind becomes an ally rather than an obstacle. The subconscious, when guided with intention, aligns thoughts, emotions, and experiences with what is repeatedly affirmed. This is not about forcing a result overnight but establishing a new way of thinking that naturally shifts circumstances. What is accepted internally is eventually reflected externally. The thoughts repeated in the mind shape reality more than external circumstances. Every internal conversation becomes a blueprint that the subconscious follows without question. What is silently affirmed throughout the day and, most importantly, before sleep, determines the emotions, reactions, and experiences that unfold. If the mind consistently entertains doubts, fears, and frustrations, these patterns strengthen and influence daily life. When the focus shifts to confident and clear affirmations, the subconscious begins to align with those ideas, leading to noticeable changes. Most people are unaware that their inner dialogue creates a continuous cycle. The words repeated internally act as silent instructions that the subconscious follows without resistance. If the mind is filled with complaints, obstacles seem to grow. If it is filled with certainty, solutions appear effortlessly. Before sleep, thoughts become more powerful because the conscious mind is no longer filtering them. This is why it is important to be mindful of the words that are repeated during this time. Negative patterns can be replaced by intentional thoughts that support well-being and success. When a new conversation is introduced, the subconscious begins to adjust. The repetition of uplifting and constructive statements creates a shift in how situations unfold. Instead of reacting from past conditioning, responses become aligned with the new affirmations. The more consistently these statements are reinforced, the stronger their effect. This does not happen through force but through steady repetition. The subconscious does not analyze, it simply accepts what it is given. The most effective way to guide the subconscious is to speak as if the desired outcome is already true. This does not mean hoping or wishing but affirming with confidence. When the mind hears statements in the present tense, it registers them as facts. This process strengthens belief and allows the subconscious to work in harmony with what is being affirmed. Before sleep, repeating simple yet powerful statements sets the right foundation. The words should reflect certainty, not doubt. Instead of questioning, statements should affirm the desired state as reality. The subconscious is not influenced by effort or struggle but by consistency. When spoken with calmness and belief, these affirmations begin shaping thoughts, emotions, and actions in alignment with the desired outcome. It is important to focus only on what is wanted, rather than what is lacking. The subconscious takes everything literally and does not differentiate between positive and negative focus. If attention is given to fears or worries, they gain strength. If attention is given to certainty and success, they become dominant. Choosing words carefully before sleep ensures that the mind absorbs what is beneficial. The mind operates based on repetition. Thoughts that are frequently repeated become ingrained in the subconscious, shaping beliefs and actions. When the same words are spoken internally before sleep, the brain begins to accept them as truth. This is because the subconscious does not differentiate between what is real and what is imagined, it simply responds to what is consistently reinforced. Studies show that neural pathways strengthen with repetition. When a thought is frequently repeated, the brain creates stronger connections, making it easier to access that belief automatically. If the mind constantly reinforces doubt, it becomes difficult to think beyond limitations. If it reinforces confidence, that becomes the dominant mindset. The process does not require effort, only steady reinforcement of the right thoughts. Before sleep, when the brain is in a receptive state, repetition has a stronger impact. The words spoken internally during this time are absorbed deeply, influencing emotions and decisions. By consistently affirming a desired outcome, the subconscious adjusts thoughts and actions to align with it. This is not about forcing change but allowing the mind to adapt through repetition. Doubt is a natural response when introducing new thoughts. The mind is accustomed to certain patterns and resists change at first. This does not mean the process is ineffective, it simply means the old patterns are still active. With persistence, doubt weakens, and new beliefs take hold. The subconscious mind follows what is repeated the most. If doubt arises, it should not be entertained. Instead, focus should remain on reinforcing the desired belief. It is normal for the mind to question unfamiliar thoughts, but this does not mean they are untrue. The key is to continue with the internal conversation without reacting to doubts. Many people give up when they do not see immediate changes. This interrupts the process and strengthens old patterns. The mind adapts gradually, and results appear as consistency is maintained. The focus should always be on what is wanted, not on whether it is happening fast enough. Patience and repetition lead to lasting change. Words alone do not shape reality. The emotions attached to them determine their impact. When thoughts are repeated without any feeling, they remain empty statements. But when they are spoken internally with certainty, they influence the subconscious more effectively. Emotion gives weight to thoughts, making them more powerful. The subconscious responds more to feelings than to logic. If a statement is repeated with doubt or hesitation, the mind picks up on that uncertainty. But if it is affirmed with conviction, the mind accepts it as real. Before sleep, it is important to not just repeat words but to feel their meaning. Instead of saying something out of habit, focus on the experience of already having what is desired. This strengthens belief and reinforces the message being sent to the subconscious. Feelings of confidence, gratitude, and certainty should be attached to the internal conversation. If these emotions do not come naturally at first, they can be built through repetition. The more often a thought is linked to a strong emotion, the deeper it is absorbed. Over time, this process shifts the way the mind perceives situations, making desired outcomes feel natural. The subconscious does not work instantly, but it does work consistently. When the same thoughts and emotions are reinforced night after night, they begin shaping actions, decisions, and experiences. This happens gradually, as the mind adjusts to the new patterns being created. At first, changes may not be noticeable. But over time, the effects become clear. Thoughts influence perception, and perception influences reality. When internal conversations are focused on certainty and confidence, opportunities that align with those beliefs begin to appear. The mind becomes attuned to possibilities that were once overlooked. Situations that once seemed difficult become easier to handle. Instead of reacting to life based on old patterns, responses are guided by the new thoughts that have been implanted. This is not because external circumstances change overnight, but because the mind starts interpreting them differently. By repeating the right words before sleep and attaching the right emotions, the subconscious starts working in alignment with those thoughts. It does not require force or struggle, only consistency and trust in the process. Many people unknowingly reinforce the wrong thoughts before sleep. Instead of focusing on what they want, they dwell on worries, regrets, and doubts. The subconscious does not filter these thoughts, it absorbs them as instructions. This is why it is important to be aware of internal conversations and replace unhelpful thoughts with constructive ones. One of the most common mistakes is focusing on what is lacking. Repeating statements about what is missing only strengthens the belief in its absence. Instead of thinking about what is not yet present, attention should be given to the certainty of already having it. The mind does not respond to struggle, it responds to conviction. Another mistake is repeating words without meaning. If affirmations are spoken mechanically, they do not influence the subconscious. The mind absorbs what is felt, not just what is said. Instead of rushing through statements, they should be spoken internally with confidence and clarity. Some people expect immediate results and stop the practice when they do not see changes right away. This interrupts the process before the subconscious has had time to adjust. Change happens gradually, and consistency is more important than speed. The focus should always be on reinforcing the right beliefs, regardless of how quickly results appear. This is not something to try once and forget. The subconscious responds to repetition, and the most powerful time to influence it is before sleep. The thoughts repeated in these moments shape emotions, decisions, and experiences. By making this a daily practice, the mind becomes conditioned to accept positive beliefs as reality. This does not require extra effort, only awareness. The same time spent replaying past worries can be used to reinforce thoughts that create a better future. The subconscious is always listening, and it will follow whatever it is given. When the right words are spoken internally with confidence, they become part of the mind's natural thought patterns. By staying consistent with this practice, change becomes inevitable. The subconscious will adjust, and reality will reflect the new internal dialogue. This is not about forcing anything but allowing the mind to shift through steady reinforcement. What is impressed upon the subconscious before sleep will shape the days, weeks, and years ahead. The thoughts repeated before sleep shape the way life unfolds. The subconscious absorbs everything it is given, making it essential to speak with confidence and clarity. This is not about hoping for change but about consistently reinforcing the right beliefs until they become reality. By making this a daily practice, results will appear naturally over time. If this video resonated, take a moment to subscribe and stay connected for more insights on using the power of the mind to shape a better life. Keep focusing on the right thoughts, and let the subconscious work in your favor.